Alrighty then. Get this set up. A little of this, a little of that. Yeah. I think things might be working. This little inset's not quite what I thought it was going to do, but that's alright. It'll work. It'll work just fine. Welcome one, welcome all. Hope you're having a fun time tonight. I'm just gonna mostly be doing some composition here tonight, just fiddling around with new album. I didn't feel like taking the whole system upstairs and rope jumping, so I'm gonna sit and compose instead. Haven't done this on stream for a while. I do like this though. So let me get set up here. And I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So, but this is When the Last Heart Breaks. I don't know which album this is going to be. I've written, as any of my regulars know, I'm just about done with album 65. I've been just about done with album 65 for quite a long time now, and I'm just not doing a very good job of finishing it. So I've written 2 more complete albums, and working on this one, I think I've done, I don't know, 5 songs off of this? Yeah, I've got 5 songs done off of this one. So, yeah, just kind of continuing to work on getting more stuff out there, so that when I do get done with album 65, I can move forward and actually, do some stuff, get some other stuff done. So that's the plan, at least. So I'm just kind of checking things out. So I'm just moving into this. This will be song number 3 on the album, called The Lonely Zombie. And I was writing this one a while back, and I should be set up so that the sound of this is coming through to you guys. I don't remember quite what my plan was with this. I know that I want kind of a backed off distortion on this, and I've just written in a couple of small chunks, a couple of small segments of this. So we'll continue. This is a G sharp minor piece, so that is always exciting. Always good times. So, what do we got here? Have a little more of a backed off distortion feel when I record. So let's switch the distortion around here. That should. Oh, I gotta switch that input for that. That's the feel I'm going for there. And this is often how I'll compose. Most of my composition happens directly in what am I trying to say? Directly in Sibelius, in my notation program. Sibelius is a notation program I strongly urge against purchasing. It's way too expensive for what you get. Though it does have some advantages for certain things that I do. So this will be, let's put that there again. That makes sense. I think I might want to end up changing this last chord here. Question is, what do I want to change it to? So a lot of my composition will happen in Sibelius, but sometimes I like to work ideas out with a guitar and just kind of get a sense of what's actually happening with that. So nonetheless, so yeah, I'm still halfway getting set up here. This is not my normal mode of doing things while streaming and composing. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done any of this, so get my little system set up a bit. Okay. So The Lonely Zombie. So I did a. I don't know when I last worked on this. It's been a while. I did an album. My fourth or fifth album was called Zombie Nutrition, and that one I kind of inspired this piece, the title track of that, what I'm doing here, but it just I was kind of had that same idea just based on the title. I'm kind of thinking maybe if I just moved that up to a G sharp there. And then oh, I see what happened. Felt like that should have worked, and I was copying the wrong thing. So one of the questions I always need to ask myself at a point like this is, do I want to move back to a heavier distortion at this point, or do I want to maintain the backed off distortion? And I kind of think that what I might want to do here is keep a backed off distortion on the A section the first time and then go to a heavier distortion the second time. Maintain the heavier distortion through the B section, come back down to a light distortion for the break. And then I may have to repeat that A section in here at some point. I'm surprised I didn't do that. I normally would have. Oh, I see what I did here. Okay. So I think that I may end up pulling this B section partway through. Oh, I got some. Oh, I do have an A section. I just copied it a different way so it didn't show up. So I've got a B section. This is actually another intro section. And then that, I believe, is the A section again. Well, let me orient myself. Yes, that's exactly what happened. So I'm going to copy these into their correct arenas and see where that leads us. Let me make sure I got this. I'll get these in a row. Okay, yep. That works. Get myself orientated here. Okay, that makes more sense. And then I could drop back down to a lighter distortion on the A section. I think that'll work. Okay, so let's actually fill in what's happening on this break. This was an example. I remember writing this on guitar. Okay, I see what I got going there. That works. So that will repeat. This is something I do a lot of. I'll have these similar sections, and sometimes I'll do something a little different in there, and sometimes I'll just do a straight repeat of that. Just letting my Discord peoples know that that I'm live. Hey, Therese, how you doing? Glad welcome in. Thanks for stopping in to watch the fun stuff we're doing. I'm just not sure how long you've been watching, but I'm just working on some new compositions and stuff. Nothing crazy today. Nothing exciting. Unless you are excited by music composition, which I kind of am. I think it's fantastic. We're working on a song called The Lonely Zombie, which does happen to be in G sharp minor. Cool. I hope your project is going well. Okay, I can actually copy. Okay, I need to get a G sharp note going here. Do I want a G sharp note there? Yeah, I think I do. Oh wait, you know what? No, I should go to an F sharp note there, because that's an F sharp major chord. So I kind of got an F sharp major, add 9, add 11. Cool. Feel free to divulge details if you are, in fact, so inclined. I'm looking forward to whatever it is either way. Okay, that works. So now I can copy this intro piece into all of the other intro areas. All right, there's one there. Boom. And got one there. Cool. Okay, now let's bounce to this break section here. So I'm going to be coming out of B. I got an idea of what I might do here. So this is kind of a B, and it's 7, and it's 5 is really kind of what's going on here. Cool. Yeah, I'm not sure if the buffering is on my end or anyone else's end. It don't look like there's a ton of people watching tonight, so not a big deal either way there, hopefully. Okay, I put that note in just to shut off the ringing, the sustain. I got little codes in here that I put in to control things like that. So kind of a slow, relaxed little stream tonight. Nothing wild and crazy going on. What are we doing here? So we got to figure out what's going to go on in this break. I feel like doing that next, for sure. A lot of time, a lot of the rock music we do a lot of power chords, and kind of feel like in this particular song, getting away from that a little bit is probably a pretty good idea. So here we're using an inverted third, which would be the same as a 6. So it's kind of like an A6, but we're really kind of doing this more as a... I got something wrong here. Oh, it's because I did it on an F. So, okay. There we go. There would be a G and it's 3. We invert that to be more like a B, and it's 6. But then we're going to put a G down in the bass here. And that's going to give us a little more idea about our root. And I think that was probably a mistake. But it's not a bad mistake. Let's just throw the kick drum, in there with it. And on this one, let's throw a snare in with it. Kind of digging that. Change that mistake just a little bit here. Can work with that. All right. Now let's kind of move this idea down. I kind of like the idea here of matching these. Come on. 16th notes on the guitar. That might work. Down to an E. What do I got wrong here? Definitely got something that I don't want. No, those are right. This should be here. Where we got G. Okay. Down, down, down. See how that looks in tablature there. That looks about right. Would that work better there? this one on the guitar. I also think this might work better an octave higher. That shouldn't be making noise when I do that. Let's see if I can correct that. There we go. Something kind of like that. That might work. This is hitting me just a touch wrong here, though. I think if that was a third instead of a fifth, take this to a sixth. I like that better. Now the question is, do I want to have this separate? Like that. Yeah, that's better. And then I should, okay, yeah, this'll work. This'll work. Put that there. Now I'm going to need to copy this code to here. Switch that 127 to a 0. That doesn't have any effect on the recording, but it makes it a notation program. I already got that there, so that works. That works nicely. So let's copy that to the other break section. I'm going to copy the drums with it this time as well. And where is that? There we go. These unnecessary rests. Probably some right there. There we are. And then that's not a very good ending. Okay, let's get back. Oh. What do we got going on here? Okay. Copy this code here again. Boom. Good. I want that over here. And then, of course, we're going to need to. Oops. Put something here, Attach that code to that as well, because we are probably not going to want that on Black Moon Rising. Looks like we're going to be kind of raging there. Oh, and it looks like I set this up to have an album with 2 G sharp minor sections in a row. That's exciting. And for those of you out there who are working on any projects, know that I have saved this quite a few times now. I have been bitten far too often by not saving my work. It's just not that great. Okay, so let's get this ending worked out here. I wonder if I was just that might be doable. I think I'm gonna save that as a possibility. And what I just thought should happen did not happen. There we go. And I think I'm going to put a rallentendo on this. This feels like it should be slowing down throughout this section. So let's get that. I think I can work with that. All right. How much time do I got here? What's my tempo actually at this point? I leave these blank measures at the end of this so I'll have space. Once I get done with my album, I transfer everything out of here. I put it into a composition, to a recording program. I use a program called Reaper for that. Excuse my squeaky chair. I don't think many people are actually watching, so not a huge deal. But what am I trying to say here? Yeah, I take this out of the composition program, put it into the recording program, and then these few empty spaces here, measures here, and the first empty measure there will give me some space to kind of work with the actual song. So here I can put like in a count, a metronome to count off my first 4 beats, and we'll actually be at tempo. And of course on the very first song I leave that blank one there for the exact same reason. Get a tempo count in there. And on this one I can actually move this to here, pull this measure out. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted. That is. So I'll still have a 4 count there. Let's get back to song 3. The Lonely Zombie. Poor zombie, no friends. Okay, I got that. Got my ending. Cool, now I need to get into the meat of this thing. See where that leads us. So like I said, I think, oops, not too far there. I think I want the first iteration of the A section to be with a lighter distortion, then I'll bump up the distortion on this. So I should actually put in a little text thing here. Light distortion. And we'll have that over here. Well, actually, that will still be light distortion. Let's go to heavy distortion here. Yeah, and then we will take it back to a light distortion at the break. back to heavy distortion. At that reemergence of section B. And we'll go back to light distortion here. Yeah, that'll work. Back to light distortion there. Leave light distortion through the final iteration of the A section and back into the B to the break, which will also be our ending. So now what are we going to do with this? I don't know. Sometimes I just kind of got to give it a listen and see if anything pops into my mind. Really not getting any great ideas here. But, yeah, you know, when I first started seriously putting albums out at a fast pace, about 3 years ago, I did 49 albums in 11 months. It was just shy of an album a week. It was an album a week. I missed 2 weeks in that 11-month period where I just didn't get done in time, or something didn't work out. Clearly, I mean, this last album, freaking 7 months since I put out an album, I'm going crazy slow right now. But one of my students came to me and just said, you know, lessons learned. What have you figured out from doing this? And I said, you know, the thing is, write the next note. That's it. Even if you don't know what that note should be, just put a note in. You know, I bet if I take these to an F sharp, I don't know if I want that much F sharp action here. You know, that kind of works. Now that's going to be a decent way to lead me back to the G sharp, my root. And you know, I'm thinking if I put this bass on the 3 here, okay, I can work with that. So I'm going to copy that to the other intro sections. Where's my other intro section? Here we go. So that'll be that. Good. We got another one here. And sometimes I will have, you know, a section have a slightly different thing in it. I'll usually put an asterisk on that section so I know that I've written something a little. It's like my first intro and my second intro section might be slightly different. And I'll usually note it. But this time I think that's just kind of working. It's going to be a fairly simple piece. And so now it feels really good going from there to the root in the G sharp. And I'm kind of liking the 8th note and then letting the drums just kind of ride there. And I think that if I get a little bass going like this, maybe get some punctuated guitar action going. You know, I'm going to turn this into an 8th, and then on the and of 2. This might be workable. What do we end up with here? that's not such a bad deal. So I think I'm gonna end up fiddling around with that bass line a bit, but that's kind of cool. Does that sound like a lonely zombie? There's the big question. Is this what a lonely zombie would feel, other than, loneliness? I don't know if I'm digging this major 6. So what do we got here? We're gonna G sharp. I feel like if I make that a minor 6, it's not gonna work out. It's just gonna be too out of key. Actually, that is kind of working. So what do? We're on the, interesting. We're actually dropping the root of the key because it's the, so in this case, let's force that to be a, okay, I like that substitution chord. So we're on a B major flat 6. So let's take this to a B on the bass to reinforce that that is in fact a B. Or actually, let's take that to a D, because that, putting the 3rd will reinforce it much better. Yeah, okay. That I'm liking. So we're doing a, so this is more like, you know what? Okay, I see what I'm thinking here. Or do I? G flat. Oh, because I should have put a natural if I wanted a flat 6. Okay, so now I've actually got a legitimate flat 6. I had put that on a 5 before. A little gritty here. That's kind of gritty. So if I've got a G sharp, so in this case, I've got a G, which would be the equivalent of an F double sharp. So it's kind of like a sharp 7 of my scale. So I'm kind of using a little harmonic minor. This is how I talk to myself when I'm composing. This is exactly how I think, because some people are just very intuitive about their compositions. I've got this great student named Susan, and I know she'd be okay with me talking about this. She's a very, very intuitive composer. So a lot of times in our lessons, I'll be talking to her like this. I'll be like, okay, why did you do this? How can we figure out what this out of key note or chord is about? And she'll just be like, it sounds good. And okay, well, let's take a look at it. Let's analyze it and figure out what you've got going on. And she's always fascinated by it. They're very fun lessons. Now here, I'm on a G sharp with its 4, so that's the equivalent of a C sharp and its 5. And so I'm kind of liking that idea of putting these 2 notes on an E to reinforce the C as the root. Yeah, that's just the right level of gritty for me, for a zombie thing. And then let's take this. So this will now be D. So putting that on its 3rd. Not liking the D chord here. Not liking that at all. Would I like it if the bass was on D, on the root? I do not like that, no matter what I do with the bass guitar. So this should not be D chord. So we'll get a C. Let's go to a B. And let's take these instead of being, let's try that. Oh, I think that's going to work better for me. Okay. No. Maybe the A here. I think I can work with the A. No. I feel like I would be going back to the root too soon if I went back to the root here. Yeah, I'm not digging the root either. Is it the threes I'm not liking? Put this back on a B with a power chord. Let's turn this. Rhythmically, I kind of feel like I know I want this to go here. Harmonically, I do not know where I want it to go. So the rhythm is working for me. I think I may end up putting another change of chord in a slight way here. Let's actually make this. I'm a big fan of multiple voices like this, where I have a second voice that holds out. There are other ways of writing that, but this is how I tend to do it. And I think that this chord might work for me. So we don't have no I'm on a B. So that will actually be. That will have a I definitely want this to be a minor 6. So my G sharp position would have the minor 6, and then my C sharp position would have the minor 6. Did I get that right? Yeah, okay, that's better. That's more of what I'm looking for, I do believe. And then, let's see. Let's actually put this. So we got the 5. Now let's put this on the 3 here. I like 3s. Yeah, okay, that's working. That last half of the measure's working. But the B here is, and this, what do we got? We're coming off of a C, which is the 5, we're coming off C sharp, which is the 5 of G sharp. What if I just go to the 6 chord? Now let's see what we got here. So this is going to be, I wasn't liking the D earlier. I'll put that on the 5, even though I've got the 5 represented. That's fine. This is metal. I can do that. And then this is a B. That is a B, so that always works. The D sharp still isn't doing much for me. I like the minor third there. Let's actually take this to an E. And then this. So now we're gonna put that on the D. Oh, that might work better. Yeah, I think I can deal with that. That'll work. Wait a minute, I ended up with a major 6 there again. Oh, whoa, slow down. little Randy. A lot of people who are against the use of tablature say that they're against it because you can't see the intervals. But I am a guitar person, and I totally see intervals in tablature because that's just how I know my intervals. So in many ways, I see them much better in tablature than anywhere else. And I am definitely seeing a major 6 in this case. What am I getting wrong here? C sharp. G sharp is its 5. Oh! Okay. I know exactly what happened. I didn't actually go to the 5, I went to the 4. Now I've got what I'm looking for. But does it sound right? Yeah. Okay, I can work with that. This kind of makes me want to change this chord a little bit. But what if I just put that on the 3? Actually, let's take this now. I feel like there's too much repetition between this. These are basically the same chord here. The way I've got it set up. I like it. It works. You know, it doesn't work. What about that? Nothing wants to work after this C sharp power chord here. Why does nothing want to work after my C sharp? Oh, Doc, hey, what's going on, buddy? Bunny Rabbit. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, if you're just coming in, what is going on here? Well, what's going on is I didn't feel like taking my system upstairs to jump rope, so I'm just working on some compositions. I was talking a little bit when I opened the stream up that, as you know, I have been doing a very bad job of putting out my 65th album, though I feel I made some pretty good strides on that today and yesterday. Some different ideas for the production. But part of what I've been doing while working on that, oh crap, and now I'm buffering. That sax will be there. Okay, I'm terribly sorry. And all of a sudden I'm explaining stuff and people are watching and now my internet's being stupid. So hopefully, oh darn it. Come on, stupid internet. Okay, I think we might be back up now. Apologies, it's this thing's kind of running low. Refresh your screen. I think that was on my end. I think there was an internet glitch here. I showed a little red bad internet square on my broadcast software. So you may need to kind of restart there. Hopefully it should be coming back up. Okay. So anyway, while I've been screwing around with my 65th album, I have fully composed 2 other albums and partially composed another 3. So this particular album, I don't know which order in the sequence this is going to go. The album is called... my album title disappeared. The album is called When the Last Heart Breaks. I was going to dramatically show that to everybody. And I think this is the 6th song that I have composed in it. And it's the 3rd song on the album. I've composed 5 other songs. So just kind of working through this, getting some stuff put in place, and kind of talking through my process while I do. And now I'm trying to figure out where I'm at because I've been moving everything around because I am a dork. So there's that. So here's a fun trivia question for you, Doc. Yesterday was, 2 days ago was May 16th. What Red Dwarf anniversary is that? Let's see just how up Doc is on his Red Dwarf trivia. I would not have known this if I hadn't just happened to watch the episode the day before on the 15th. Okay. Anyway, let's get back into this. So I've got this C sharp chord. So nothing seems to be working for me after the C sharp chord. So maybe instead of changing what comes after it, I'll change the stupid C sharp chord. So here I have got an E, and then this measure's kind of working. So if I were to lead into that with a B, that's better. That is definitely better. But okay, wait a minute. So I got maybe if I put this on a C sharp. Because I think what I'm not liking is the fact that I was moving into a major chord there, and that was not working for me. Okay, I think I can work with that a little bit better. So here we've got a C sharp. The E works for that. Let's actually put that on the 5 so we fill in the triad. Let's get this back in place. Okay, so here we have a B. It's 5th. Now we got 2 B chords in. Is that going to work? We do not appear to be in go. Okay, now it looks like we're actually live again. Sorry. Now I'm wondering why this is saying that I don't understand. Okay. Internet problems. Thanks for your patience. So what do I want here? I want B. I don't know if that gritty aspect of the sharp 7 is working for me there now. So one of the big things when I do my really rapid fire composition, when I'm putting out an album in a week, I don't question things like this. I put a chord in there and I just go with it because I don't have that luxury. If I want to stick an album out in 5 days, which is my current record for writing the first note to publishing is a 5-day turnaround on an album. That's full length, 50 or more minutes for my full. Well, technically a full length album is 40 minutes or 10 songs. This is going to end up showing up as 3 different streams. My internet's been good all day long. I haven't had any troubles, and now it's totally been giving me trouble throughout the entire stream, and that is completely on me here. But yeah, when I'm putting out those rapid fire albums, I just put in a note, I put in a chord, and I just go with it. But now I kind of have the luxury of sitting here questioning this stuff. So I'm thinking, if I move this to a place that has a natural would that work better? No, I think I'm gonna roll with it. I think I'm gonna go with the sharp 7 on that. All right, so I feel like I'm just fiddling with stuff here. Yeah, it looks like this thing has basically been just doing nothing but shutting itself down. Yeah, it is rough just keeping the signal, and I extend my apologies for that. This is not what I was planning for tonight. Yeah, but I was saying, Doc, March 16th is what I meant. I know your birthday is May 16th. And I'm talking about Red Dwarf trivia. There was a mention of March 16th, something that lasted for exactly 12 minutes on March 16th. See if you can figure out what it is. Oh, and now I'm just throwing everything off here. I think Doc might have figured out what I was talking about. Okay. And down. So we got. Let's move this back down to this, the C sharp, and then let's go. Half note, whole note. Okay, yeah, that's working for me. Rearrange how it's going to look on. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh. Okay. I've got my music theory slightly wrong in my brain hole here. So let's actually take this down to the 3. Be a slightly more challenging move on guitar, but that's handleable. And now I'm recognizing that my polyphony is not working the way I want it to in my what's it? Oh, okay, now let's get... I've got a screen open that you guys are unable to see right now, but I'm just trying to rearrange something here for the way this is sounding to me. Okay, let's get... Because I should be hearing something more like... That's coming off my actual guitar. And where's my setup? And it's in... I thought I had saved this. No, this, okay. It's just not going to cooperate with me today. That's fine. I know what I'm looking at now. So let's get this. We're on a C sharp. So we'll move that to the E to reinforce the chord. Got a nice complete triad there. Even though we have completed the triad in the guitar. I wonder what would happen if I were to take the bass to the 6 in this case. That's going to be a major 6. I'm not digging the major 6. What about the 7? 7's not bad. Put it on the root. The root always works. Let's throw it back to the 3. Actually, let's get a little stronger contrary motion going there. The answer is not 42. It's. I'm going to give you a hint. It's from the episode "Thanks for the Memory." That's why when you said, "Wow, great memory," I thought that you might have recognized the answer. Okay, so we got 3 measures here. I think if we bring this down to the root, just put 8th notes straight across. So for a little bit of a build. No, that is not what I'm looking for. And I think I definitely want to drop this out rhythmic. And I think if I put that maybe on a B note instead. And we're dropping out again. That's lovely. Who doesn't like just dropping out all over the place? Oh, that's right. I don't, because I'm selfish. And I think actually if we were to put in the inverted 5th, that's gonna be a little chunkier for us. And then let's go to a what if there's a rhythm I really like that does this, and that might work here. Okay, now let's take this. That's going to be a C. Take that back to the 3rd. And that because I kind of started with this punctuated feel here. So I'll throw a punctuated feel back in to this. It is the one time that Arnold Rimmer made love. And I think if I pull this into an 8th note chord as well, get a little bit more punctuation here. And then let's actually drop this so that the 5 okay, D sharp. Yeah, okay. Even though that's going to be a bit of a major chord there. Oh wait, this, no, okay, this should be, oh, that's better. Sometimes I put the wrong note in there, and then sometimes I correct that. Okay, so we kind of get this B major action leading us, so that's the 3. Okay, I can work with that. I was thinking something different here. I was thinking that I was putting this on a 5, but I was thinking in the wrong key. And probably that's because I'm talking out loud the whole time I'm doing this. And I don't normally sit here talking to myself when I'm composing. Yvonne Magruder. Okay, it looks like we've got at least a third person watching now, so welcome person number 3. Thanks for coming on. Fair warning, my stream has been dropping out. I show that I've been streaming for 13 minutes now, but I've actually been streaming for well over an hour. So if the stream drops out, I will be back. I don't know how long I'm going to stream for, but we're just sitting here screwing around, talking about Red Dwarf and composing. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Feel absolutely free to ask questions or make comments. Get to know people. Have some fun. It's the Mad Poets Corner. So exciting. So exciting. All right. So, yeah, for anybody who might just be coming in, that was it. That was the Red Dwarf question. March 16th. That was it. You should watch that episode again. I've actually been watching through the whole, I've been watching through the whole series, just kind of I often will have a show going in my left monitor while I'm composing or working on other stuff, and I don't really pay attention to it. It's just kind of playing there. And I find that just slight bit of distraction actually is beneficial to my process. No, just the one. But yeah, so I've been watching through it, and I just found out that there was a Red Dwarf movie made last year called Promised Land, which is kind of, it's a movie / the 13th season. I haven't seen that yet. I downloaded it yesterday, so that's on my docket of things to watch soon. Always up for more. I know a lot of people don't like some of the later seasons. I like every season of Red Dwarf. I know a lot of people have said they don't care for, like season 7 after the first couple episodes. A lot of people don't care for season. I like them all. I really do. I like the newer stuff. I like the older stuff. Certainly some of those classic episodes, like I know White Hole. We quote that all the time. Those are so brilliant. But I do like a lot of the new stuff. So I want to write 3 more measures here, and then I will just repeat that into the A section. Because I've got basically the A section is a 16 measure area, and a lot of times I'll just write 8 measures and then repeat it. Sometimes I'll do 4 measures, repeat it 4 times. Usually it's more of an 8 measure section, repeat that, and see where that takes me. Sometimes I'll fill out the full 16 measures without a strict repeat. Sometimes it's like an 8 measures, and then I'll change the last measure of the repeat of it. I got a lot of different things that I do, but I'm kind of feeling an 8 measure section here this time. Let's give this another listen. Feeling an F sharp here. And there's a mistake I definitely find myself making at times is trying to make things too complex. And so like here, as I listen to this, I just felt like this should go to an F sharp next, and it should just be straight eighth notes. And I'm liking that. And then I think I'm gonna do a bit of this rhythmic idea. Get my second voice out of there. I'm gonna do this rhythmic idea, but not with those chords. And this is a very Randy kind of a thing to do. This eighth and then a dotted quarter. I do that in a lot of places. What do we got here? We got B. Oops, not a half note. And then here we've got D. Not sure if I'm liking the D there. Let's try a C sharp on that. And let's do a 4 instead of a 6. Okay, that I can deal with. We'll use the 4 on both of those chords. And on at least one of these, I should throw the 3 in. No, I should not. Let's try the 3 here. Oh, I will. There's my buffering again, it looks like. Let's actually throw this on a 7. Oh, that's because I'm putting a major 3 in and I'm going for more of a minor feel here. And the B would have a major 6. I don't want that. I am a fail. I'm sorry, I haven't looked at chat in a moment here. I've been doing my composition. Arabs, yes, welcome. Yeah, I'm not paying a lot of attention to my chat area, so hopefully everyone is enjoying whatever's going on here. I'm not entirely sure what it is myself, but I want to do something here that makes this. Let me move this to the 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, that I can work with. That gives me, yeah. That's a B. Okay, that's gonna be my D sharp. Let's see if that works. And we'll see how that works for bringing it back around to the root. I am not digging that coming back to the root there. Question is that because my sounds are not being polyphonic, or is it the actual mechanism? I'm going to play this on the guitar. Let's see how well I can play this on the guitar. Let me practice for a second. Okay, this might be a little wonky. I'm going to turn that guitar up just a touch here. Oh, I see. It's because I'm using the backed off distortion guitar. Okay, let's try this. I'm actually going to play this from right back here, so I have a little context. Oops. I can work with that. I think I can work with that all right. Instead of a pick, try using a stick of butter. That would work. That works wonders for your strings. It's really great also to like take like a salmon and just squeeze out the juice all over your guitar fretboard. Makes your fingers move around slicker. Try Letterkenny. I'll tell you right now, what I typically do, like I said, I'll have a show going over in my left-hand monitor. It's always something I've already watched, because then I don't have to pay attention to it. I don't do much in the way of taking on new shows right now, simply because I don't want to pay that much attention. I just want it to be this background kind of a thing and not have to worry about it. So... okay, so that fills in quite a bit of the song there. I think I have another A section back here. Boom. And then I've got I've got an intro section that was not properly labeled. And that... yeah, okay, that'll all work. So intro section here. Oh, and it looks like I've actually got a half intro section. So let's throw that in there. Nope, I had a full intro section. I'm just looking at it wrong. All right. So yeah, filling a bit here. What is the show? Right now, I don't have one playing in the background. Usually, what I will typically do is I'll play some sort of a sitcom, because sitcoms don't typically have a soundtrack, a music soundtrack. They will often have a laugh track. So shows that I like to watch are some of the old 70s. I like Taxi and Cheers. Those are always great. Red Dwarf is what I've been watching just recently. Big Bang Theory and How I Met Your Mother are two of the more newer shows that I like. I Love Lucy is a great one. I was watching probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago. I was watching through I Love Lucy, and I think it's the second or third season where she had a baby. She had a baby in real life, and they put that into the show. And then all of a sudden, there's these episodes where it's just this baby crying all the time. I was like, oh, I have to shut this off now. Lucille Ball, I think I've mentioned this before, but in my opinion, she is one of the finest comedians of all time. She is freaking so awesome. And yeah, great stuff. So those are some of the shows that I watch. What else do I got in here? I've got a bunch of shows that I've just stuck in my computer. I really like F Troop, but that has music in it. I think does that have a, maybe I'm gonna have to try F Troop again. For some reason, I'm currently thinking that has a soundtrack, but that might be a laugh track one. Television hasn't been the same since they took F Troop off the air. There's a UK show called Coupling that is fantastic. It's only 4 seasons and it's kind of like a British version of Friends. I haven't seen very many episodes of Friends, but Coupling is if you like Friends and your standard kind of sitcom characters, definitely you've got to watch the UK version. There are 3 versions of it. There's a UK version, which is the original, a US version, which is absolute crap. They used the exact same script and they just utterly destroyed it. And then there's like a Hindi version, which I've never watched because I don't speak the language. So I cannot attest to whether or not they did that one well. Seinfeld, I sometimes watch. Now that I'm seeing my folder with my shows in it. That one has a little bit of the bass guitar line where they kind of come in and out of the commercial breaks. So Seinfeld I don't do as often, but it definitely among my favorite shows. And then there's a show from the 90s called Wings. It was a sitcom that took place in a small Nantucket airport. And that one's really great. So yeah, those are the shows that I typically watch for that. I've got some other shows in here that are great, but I'm a huge fan of the original Twilight Zone. But that one, that has a music soundtrack, so I don't ever listen to that or watch that while I'm working on composition or doing any kind of music. But that's definitely one of my go-to shows just for entertainment. That is so good. And then I think it was around 2010, the Starz Network put out a 4-season series called Spartacus. I'm a big fan of that. That was good stuff. Alfred Hitchcock Presents, that's another one with music in the background, but great show. Of course, I've got Firefly on my computer because I'm not completely insane. Anyone who doesn't have Firefly in their computer, if you're not Fireflying it up once a year, you're just doing something wrong in life. So those are some of my shows. And of course, Monty Python is a beautiful thing, as Doc certainly knows. All right, so I've kind of bumped up to a heavier distortion here through this second iteration, technically second and third iterations. And so here, when you look at my drum line in here, you see that I've got a very busy drum line going through the A section, and I've gone to kind of a halftime feel here in the B section. And so now my question is, in this piece, do I want to follow along with this slower half-paced tempo, or do I want to kind of bump the guitars up? That can be a really good feel when you kind of increase the intensity on some instruments and decrease it on others. One place I did this exact thing was a song called Drink the Fire off of my 29th album titled Cyclops. And I really liked the way it worked out on that one. that was pretty kicking. It's a much more upbeat song than this, so it's like everything is just like raging. And in that one, what I do is everything's just raging along, just blistering metal kind of stuff. I drop the drums down to halftime, but I just keep the guitar going at the same pace. And I do like this as the change is coming up. I do like I want to say it's like a 2.5 measure drum fill that just really just builds the intensity so nicely, and then all of a sudden those drums just drop down, and so good. Some sort of David Gilmour-esque guitar. Well, you see, that part would come after the fact, because the way these work is here I'm just composing the rhythm guitars, and when I compose the lead guitars, typically there is little or no actual composition to it. Let me see if I've actually done anything on this. I have not. So what I'll do in a case like that, let me actually, just for kicks, I'll just fill in a little bit here. So what I'll do, oops, did that wrong. Well, no. See if I can get this right here. Okay, so I will come up with like a motif or a theme, if you will, for what I plan to do for the solo. So I will, in some songs I don't have any of this, and in some songs it's much more pronounced. I may have multiple instances of different motifs that I'll be using. Let me actually go to a full-on distortion here. And so here I've got Choke on My Words, the first song on this album, is in D minor. And so I've got this kind of intro section written out. And so probably on this A section, I will move into my guitar solo. That's probably where it will start. That's kind of how I'm envisioning this currently. So if I come up with a motif for this, I just kind of got to ask myself that question. Okay, what should the guitar solo start with? The motif does not necessarily have to come at the beginning of the guitar solo, but it often does when I'm doing this. So that can be the motif right there. So I'm going to get back to your David Gilmour-esque thing. I'm gonna see if I can use that information. Let's see what we can do here. But I think I've got a motif for Choke on My Words. Let's try this again here. That's it. That's the better way to do it. So I'm going to go with the bendy on beat 3. Okay, so we're going to have, so we've got 1, 3, 1, 7. Okay, these would be eighth notes. Oh, 1, 3, 1, 7, 1. And then this is going to get the bendy. Up to here. And, oops. there we go. Oh, no. I only want that to go to... Excuse me. Need another cigarette. You know, all that smoking I do. I haven't smoked since I was 23, 24, something like that. Crichton was found on the Nova 5, if I recall correctly. So that's how I go about the motif idea there. So let's play this again, see if I'm digging this. Yeah, and then from there, it's just a little bit to set me up. So let's get back to the Lonely Zombie, and where's the Well of Descent, Lonely Zombie? Correct. Good. Now keep in mind, I have been learning by osmosis lately because I've been watching that, so I do have a slight advantage at this point. So we want something Gilmore-esque. So I'm kind of thinking, when I think Gilmore-esque, one of the first things that comes to mind, of course, is The Wall. That's the album everyone wishes they could write. And so particularly because of the kind of lighter nature of this, I feel like I could go to some synths in this area. So I'll just put a little note here so I know that I should put some synths in, and to get kind of a comfortably numb kind of a feel going out of it. So those synths may build up, they may be through the whole song, but I'm gonna put a note here that I definitely want synths here, and and let's put a little note in Pink Floyd-esque. And so one of the things, here is if we want that kind of a feel, the synths are certainly going to help. And I'm thinking some longer kind of drawn out chords would kind of help that. So more kind of drone chords in this kind of a nature. I think I do want to keep the distortion going, the higher level distortion going here. Okay, so let's how do I want to do this? What was the original ancestor of Cat called? Frankenstein. I was thinking Cloister, but that's the name of their god. I think it's Frankenstein. I think that's what you're looking for. This needs to become a regular thing, Doc. I think that we're gonna try to incorporate more Red Dwarf trivia to encourage more people to become dwarfers. What a stupid name, dwarfers. Okay, so let's go with the 6 here. Okay. Okay, let's drop this for a measure and a half. This will hold over. And in fact, actually so here's a great question. And this is something that I don't do a ton of, is learning Pink Floyd songs, but I just want to take a quick look, and this is something I will definitely not put on the screen for copyright purposes, but I'm just jumping onto the internet, and I'm going to pull up a quick bit of sheet music for Comfortably Numb, and I'm just curious about what kind of bass line they had in this, because that could be another thing I could do to make this a little more Floyd-esque. So I'm just curious about what's going on with the bass line in this particular piece. Let's see if I can find a decent trend, because I don't want to sit here on stream and try to sit and work out something by ear. But a lot of times I'm pretty good at finding transcriptions. Okay. And I'm kind of curious about how certain aspects of this fit in with the other ideas that are happening. Nothing there. Okay. So we go from a D to an A to a D to an A to a C. Okay, I got some ideas there. Dwarfers is way better than Trekkies. Well, here, I think you could put that another way. Dwarfers are better than Trekkies. That'll make some people angry, and I won't mind a bit. So here, I'm kind of thinking, instead of this just rolling out, sorry about the squeaky chair, I've been meaning to fix that for about 3 months. I'm kind of thinking that we should incorporate some other ideas. Let's get something like that. Let's actually put this on the 6 here for about a half measure. We'll put it back on the root, and we'll use that root as the 7 of the A chord. So we're gonna go to an A chord next. So that should help lead us reasonably. Let's put this on the, okay, let's do the 5 of the A, and we're on the G sharp, so that's the 6. All right, dwarf trivia. And thanks for the memories. What was the name of Lister's girlfriend? That was oh wow. Oh. Boom. Let me think about this. I feel like I should be able to get this one. Let me put an A chord in here, and then we'll talk more. How's that sound? There's an A chord. Now here, because I'm in G sharp minor, the A would be a tritone. So I'm going to put in an E sharp note. Sorry. Yes. To eliminate that. And we're buffering, apparently, something. So we're going to put in an E. Yeah, an E sharp will be that. Oh, I'm sorry, because we're not on an A chord, we're on an A sharp chord. So we need the E sharp instead of an E natural in this case. some rhythmic bass stuff going here. Actually, I think I want that to be an 8th note on the bass. And then what I'm thinking here is what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up, once I get a little more of this written for section B, I'm going to set up a section B motif specific to this. Still trying to think of that question. Oh, I totally remember the scene there. I remember them talking about her, and I know they say her name. And I feel like maybe moving up to sometimes moving up to the 4 chord can be a touch on the problematic side. So we're and that should be on this guitar, not the lead guitar. In this case, we're in a C sharp, but I'm kind of feeling like the 4 might be the way to go here. When to be more Gilmour-esque, I should be much higher on the guitar. I have my ear tends toward the frequency range in the mid range. You know, I'll move up the guitar quite a lot, but I really like that mid range, so I often find myself starting there. But this, for a more Gilmour-esque feel, I need to be doing some 1.5 bends, 2-step bends, and I need to be higher up on the guitar. So let's move up to, okay. We can get some ideas going there. One thing I haven't done in a long time is sit and played through Gilmour's work. So when I get to this, I will probably, just play through some of his solos. And this is something, I'll get back to the LY, that's ringing a bell. I tell my students this all the time. If you are looking to play in any particular style, to get better at that, just go find people to play in that style. You know, if you want to play more like Zakk Wylde, go learn a bunch of Zakk Wylde tunes. If you want to play more like Keith Richards, play a bunch of Stones tunes. That's how you get there. So what you start to do is you start to go, okay, here are the type of things that Gilmour does that I haven't looked at for a while. So I will definitely, as this comes up, I will find some Gilmour-esque ideas to put in here. But I think I can make this work. And now I think the C sharp's okay. I'm going to put a note on here to normally I don't David Gilmour's On an Island. I will check that out. I'm not familiar with that piece, so I will definitely take a look at that. Normally in my compositions, I just kind of know where to palm mute. So normally if I want a particularly heavy palm mute, then I will put in a palm mute sign for that. And let me just kind of check to see how this works. It would help if I played the right chord. The idea is good, but I need to go to an A sharp. Let me try this again. Now, you know what? Oh, it would help if I put my bass line in. That's... what am I looking for here? An A note, an A note. Okay, there's my setup. Okay. Oops. Okay, yeah, that'll work. So now we'll move down to an F sharp. And let's continue with the quarter note madness. Drop this one down to an E. Now let's get the bass to pick up just a little bit. Let's see how this works. Two, three, four, five, six, seven. Let's just continue that. And that takes care of the B section there. And then I'm going to repeat that 2 more times. And the B1 section basically just has slightly more upbeat drums. So that's going to pick up the feel a little bit. And I may end up doing something a little different with the synths. Lisa Yates. That's who it was. I'm actually going to put a note in here. Gilmore on an Island. So now I've got a note in here, so if I don't remember that from our convo, no problem. Okay, so now let's take this B section. Oh, actually, let's get this B section filled in correctly. And make sure all the guitars are looking right in the tablature. They are good. And now I should have another. Okay, that'll fit. Right there. Did that work for, yes, everything I need is there. And that, near as I can tell, just filled in a song. This little thing down here, basically everywhere there is darker gray, that's where it's filled in. So yeah, I've got all my sections filled in here for all of that. Not bad. Let's actually let's run through and put some synths into this because we know we're going to want that. So let's start with that section B. So let me open up my synth portion. Now, I have a couple different ways that I use different aspects of music theory. And when I put any kind of orchestration into my work, it depends on what kind of instruments I'm using, how I will do that. So when I'm doing like a string section or normal orchestral instruments, I will often use more along the guidelines of the 4-part writing rules. And we hear 4-part music all the time in television and film soundtracks. It's a very common way to write. It's basically what we kind of think of as classical music. When I'm doing organ, so I really like the pipe organ, church organ type sound. I will sometimes go more 4-part writing, but more commonly I will use more contrapuntal writing, or what we think of as counterpoint. And when I do my synths, I find myself writing contrapuntally quite. We got Red Dwarf trivia. What role did Robert Llewellyn's wife play during the... I didn't know she was in the series. I did not know that. I'm going to guess... Was he married to the gal who played the female version of Holly? I'm just trying to imagine him as a couple with people in the series. He's such a cool guy. Not okay. Intriguing. Was it either of the girls who played Kochanski? Because I could see that going either way. If he was married to the original actress who played Kochanski, then she could have brought him in. Or if he was married to the second gal who played Kochanski, this woman only appeared in one show. Okay, only one show. Interesting. Speaking of females who only appeared in one episode of Red Dwarf, I mentioned earlier the show Coupling. So I think it's around series 6 or 7, there's a part where Lister is playing a virtual reality video game, and he goes back to King Arthur's court and challenges the King's Knight to a duel so he can spend a night with the Queen. The Queen is played by an actress who was in the show Coupling, and she's great. She is absolutely great. I'm guessing that is probably not who Robert Llewellyn is married to, but she did only appear in one episode. Anyway, synths. So I typically do contrapuntal-esque writing, and a lot of times what I'll do is I will just kind of base that off of the roots. In this case, the roots are kind of boring. I mean, we just basically have 2 measures of G sharp, a measure of A sharp, measure of C sharp, and it's just going 1 or 2 measures. That's kind of boring. But because we're going for a Pink Floyd-esque kind of thing, they kind of somewhat commonly do some, just kind of drone chords. So this could actually be not a bad way to go. I'm not going to give up on this one. Let me keep guessing a bit. I'm not going to give up. Yeah, I'm trying to think of episodes where a woman only appears once. So the episode where we meet Crichton, all of the women in that episode were dead. So that wasn't it. So there were 3 different ladies that played the Pleasure Guelph. And one looked like she should be with Dave, one looked like she should be with Rimmer, and the other one played a droid. Was it the gal who played the droid? I'm getting warmer. I need to look at an episode guide here, which fortunately I have all the episodes in my computer. So, all right. Oh, this has been a good time. Time slides. Wait a minute, was it? No, that one worked. Because I was thinking body swap, but the only female character in that was not, it was only a voice. So unless it was a voice only version. Oh, okay, cool. Cool, I did get it. Now I was still trying to guess and I wasn't looking at my chat. That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. I like that. That's cool. That is a really fun episode. That kicks. All the Casablanca references and stuff. So good. Okay, so I've taken my bass line, I've moved it down into my synth area. And so right now I just have these set up on octaves, which is going to be quite boring. Now, because I'm just using this as a filler, it's boring is fine. It would absolutely function, but I think I can do a little more with this to make this a little more interesting. So now I don't follow strict rules of counterpoint when I'm composing in this fashion. I follow them somewhat loosely. So in strict counterpoint, I would definitely start with an octave. I believe, if I recall correctly, you can also start with a fifth. I think I'm going to start with the octave. I'm going to move the upper voice to a 3. I'm going to leave the oblique motion in the first 2 measures here. And now this is going to be an octave apart. Let's move this to the 6. Similar motion. Okay. Now we're going to get into, I'm going to move that to the 5. And let's move this 8 to the 3. Just because I want to hear this lower voice a little better, I'm going to bump it up an octave. I'm not digging the octave here in the 5th measure. Now, so what I've got. I'm going to move that to the 5 and tie that one across. Okay, so here, let's move this to the 6 because this will be a good following of the contrapuntal concepts, because you always want this to be this exact, you get basically 2 ways you can get your second to last note in. So wait, I got something wrong here. No, that's right, that's right. Yeah, that'll work. Except that's not really, let's see what would happen if I were to put this chord here. Oh, okay, I see why that sounded wrong. Yeah, this, I'm gonna want, I think 2 measures of that is actually gonna work pretty nicely. Yeah, that's going to work for me. Okay. After being used as a battering ram to smash through 53 doors in the episode White Hole, Crichton is asked if Lister is okay. What is his answer? I believe he says, "Very good, thank you, Susan." I believe that's what he answered there. All right, what do we got here? We've got F, F. So those are going to be an octave. That might. I think I can deal with that. Okay, so now let's spruce this up just a I'm fine. I think I was close. I was very close. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, and I just noticed that there was another tip from Anita. Thank you very much, Anita. And also from Yvonne Magruder. So yes, thanks for stopping in, ladies. Much appreciated. I'm not checking my information quite the same way that I do when I'm doing a regular show, which I'll of course be doing tomorrow night. Haven't decided which album I'm going to play yet, but it will be happening. So, oh, good stuff. Bloodluster. Oh, that's a beautiful name. All right, so yeah, I want to kind of spruce up this a little bit. So let's blow up on this here, see what we got. I think I'm actually going to just, yeah, that's good. So I want a little more movement than what we've got. It's just kind of, blah. Like it's filling in background stuff, so it doesn't have to be much. This is just a pad to give a little extra feel to what's going on. But I think that we can do a little better. Actually, this could be a decent place. So what do we got here? We've got G sharp. B, so that's going to be a 2. I was thinking a neighbor note there. Well, because this is going to end up being an octave lower. Let me bump this up an octave. So in the synths in this particular program, if I put them at the lower octave, they're just kind of hard to hear. I think maybe a neighbor note right here could be good. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. And then here, if we throw a quarter note, so let me straighten this out here. What's coming next? Well, first, let me bump that down to the correct octave. That could work just fine like that. The answer you're looking for in this case is "And Send Me to Alaska." So I'm getting a few. Those octaves will be fine. Those octaves are basically just being used as a passing-esque tone. All right. So this is a little more interesting. Let's actually move. You know what I'll do is I'm going to switch this one around. I'm going to move this down to it's 5. That'll be a little more interesting movement there. See, this is definitely more interesting, even though it's simple counterpoint. I think I'm going to leave this one long. I'm jumping down by a 4 there. Okay, I think I know how I kind of want to approach this at this point. Another of Crichton's saying is "Screw down my diodes." This one, I got to tell you, I'm. It's almost like I've watched the show. Almost. This one, I think you got me stumped on, bud. I think you got me stumped on that one. Because I'll tell you, the thing I'm thinking of, it comes from the Hitchhiker's Guide, and I don't know if this came up in the radio series, the TV show, or the movie, but in the books, Marvin the Martian, the paranoid android, he always complained about being in all of this pain, and and by the end of the series, every component in him had been changed except the diodes that caused him his original pain. All the diodes down his left side, those never got changed. Everything else in him had been changed. All right, so here, I think this might also be a good place. I think I'm actually, instead of going to a 2-measure version of this, I'm going to actually move this. Let's go to down. And I'm going to end up approaching this. Not sure if I'm going to be digging that. Let's hear that in context. Frank. Okay, this is close. I think if I make that a half note. Okay, so now I think where I'm going to go with this is let's put this back into page view. So I have gone through the 8-measure version. I'll repeat that because the guitars repeat. And now I'm going to repeat this again, but in this case, I'm now going to move into 4-part counterpoint. And you get some different freedoms in 4-part counterpoint. But like I said, I kind of fairly loosely follow the contrapuntal concepts. And I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to start a third voice here. So let me, where am I at here? There we are, okay. Red Dwarf Trivia. Crichton says, surely that's impossible without at least one chicken and one live chicken. Oh. Okay, so first we got to talk about Eric. Because that's where the whole... Otherwise, we'd just be picking on the chickens. I know that's not what you're looking for, but I love that episode. The thing about that episode is that one actually has the truth about Kennedy. And it's freaking beautiful. Okay, now this one's ringing a bell again. So there, I've bumped this up to a third and a fifth. Oops. Oh, I need to now turn this entire line into a second voice. Now this should start to get me at least a little more interesting. And then let's, yeah, I think I'll bump. I think I'm going to take this entire thing, throw an octave below it, turn that into a, whoa, slow down, little guy. Turn still not quite right. There we go. We'll turn that into a second voice. Now we've got that laid out. Okay, let's get the first voice happening here. Now here, this would give us a parallel 5. We definitely don't want to do that, so we'll move back to the 3. Yeah, and I'm kind of thinking the way that this is going now, I'm kind of thinking I'm actually going to want this to be up at a higher octave. I may change my mind on that once I get it into the actual recording system, but I think that the higher octave may actually work in this case. Fortunately, changing octaves at any point in my process is just stupid simple. And I think I might actually throw a fourth voice in here. There we go. Okay, 7, 6. So here, one of the things I got to watch for is it would be really easy to incidentally make this way more complex than it should be. That would be very easy to do right now. So I got to watch that. So here, this is definitely an area where I'm going to need to exhibit some caution. So I got to leave some of these new notes. Not that sometimes I really like extremely busy contrapuntal ideas, but I don't think it's going to be called for here. And that actually works well, kind of putting some whole notes up on top here, because that's going to smooth out this feel. Okay, and so I end up with a 4 there, and then a 5. So I don't want to do a 5 here. I kind of do want to do a 5 there. That I could probably get away with that parallel. not digging the... Oh, because that's going to be a... I would need to go to an E sharp there to kill the tritone. What can you tell me about chord substitutions? Artaligra, I could tell you a lot about chord substitutions, but it depends on the type of music that you are playing. Jazz chord substitutions are going to be very different than classical chord substitutions or contrapuntal substitutions or rock substitutions. One thing that I've talked about a lot, and there's a series of videos I plan to make. One of them is going to be called My Philosophy of Music Theory. And in music theory, one of the things that comes up is, what is music theory and should I study it? And so a lot of times we think of music theory as being nothing more than basically a few dead German guys. Bach, Beethoven, Mozart being among them primarily. And where that is where a lot of music theory is taught from. There's a lot more music theory than that. And this has come under fire from a lot of people in the music arena saying, you know, there's a bit of institutional racism that's going on. And I agree with that. I really do, because it, you know, when we say the greats, you think of the three dead German guys that I just mentioned. But why don't we think of Duke Ellington as one of the greats? Miles Davis was quoted as saying, once every year, every musician should just put their instruments down and give thanks to the Duke. And I agree with that. Duke, thank you. And if you're not familiar with the music of Duke Ellington, become so, because it's brilliant. So when it comes to chord substitutions, the way to look at it is, what do people do in the genre of music that you're interested in? So if you're playing punk music, you're going to be playing to a very different set of guidelines than if you are playing folk music or pop music or country music or classical music. Now, like what I'm doing here today, I tend to follow along with the basic rules of what we normally think of as classical music and counterpoint, which is coming from those three dead German guys. Certainly, I don't think of myself as a racist by any means. I'm not doing this from a racial standpoint. This fits very well with the type of rock music that I tend to play. And a lot of that rock music is inspired by the blues, and a lot of that rock music is also inspired by a lot of gospel music. And so it kind of depends on where you're going. But what I personally tend to do, I tend to write a lot in minor keys. So some of my most common chord substitutions center around a sharp 6th and a sharp 7th note of the scale that I'm playing. So in this case, I'm writing in G sharp minor. So if we raise the 7th note, it gives a bit of an exotic feel to this. And so what that does is it takes the chord that happens on the 5th note, which would normally be a minor chord, and it turns it into a major chord. And that leads us very strongly back to the root note. So that's a great place to go. In many cases, if I'm using that sharp 7, I will also use a sharp 6. You can hear me doing this in my guitar solos just by using these as substitution notes. And by using the sharp 6, what we do is we eliminate the space of a step and a half that occurs when we sharp the 7. I don't know what level of music theory you are working with or what arena of music theory you're working with, but this is among the ways that I think about it. So that's one of the first things that I jump to for chord substitutions. The other thing that I will do is if I'm working in a mode like this, one way that a thing that I will often enjoy doing is taking the second note, which occurs a whole step above the root, and I will play that half step above the root. And this effectively turns the mode into a Phrygian, or this is also what we call modal interchange. I'm basically borrowing a note from another mode. And then, so because I'm borrowing that note, I also can borrow that chord. So I could say, okay, well, I might at one point play, which would be if I play them with minor and major. And another time I might do the same idea and use the flatted 2 and borrow that from the Phrygian mode. And both of those can be very cool. And so that modal interchange, if you're interested in learning more about chord substitutions, modal interchange, if you are into modes, modal interchange is a great place to look for it. And then you can even look at something quite simple like what you see here, where I'm using, in this case, the second note of the scale, which is in this case an A sharp. And it's a tone, which a very dissonant type of sound. So we will often substitute the sharp 5 from that position. We'll raise that 5 a half step to create a more consonant sound there. Now certainly the tritone is a very important sound in music. And if you understand the function of the tritone, you will definitely be fairly far ahead of the game in a lot of ways. So those are some things worth kind of thinking about. I by no means would I consider the things that I just said here to be a reasonable explanation of how to think about substitution chords, because there is so much to substitution chords and everything that goes on with that. So yeah, I also realized that I just had a glitch. I don't know how much of what I just said even came through. So, and I also, I think that I saw that my time thing ran out on the Red Dwarf question, and I didn't see what the answer was, Doc, so if you could refresh me on that. And Eyelashes and Silly Gnome 225, thanks for coming in. I hope you are enjoying what I'm doing here. Normally, every Friday, for anyone who's new right now, every Friday I do a live show. And it's pretty dark back there. You might be able to just get a look at some guitars on the side. And there's some lights back there and stuff. And I do some very fun live shows where I just play a bunch of rock music and kind of go crazy and have a good time with it. But tonight I'm just composing. I've been composing a song called The Lonely Zombie for an upcoming album. And then I just got distracted with a music theory question, which often takes me off on fun tangents. So I'm not sure if I'm liking the perfect 5 here. This almost feels like a place where I might cheat and use a 4. The answer was Rabbi. I'm not sure if I'm digging the 4 here either. Actually, that I think I'm gonna roll with that for now. Because like I said, I don't want to get too busy in this new part, because I want this to be a fairly sparse bit of the composition. This is gonna kind of concentrate around what's going on in the guitar solo. So this is very much built to back that information up. Well, she hits on him. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of, the actress who played Holly also played another character, and she propositioned Ace, but that was not their first meeting. So the actual Holly, we got the female version of Holly at this point, who was awesome. That's such a great episode. Such a great episode. I'm going to think about this one. Hopefully I don't time out on it. Okay, I want to work the bottom line of this. I'm liking the octaves to start, though I think I want to move that one. So we're at a 7. Okay, then I want to move this down to a 6. And I want to turn that into a whole note. I think the octaves here are kind of working. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be digging that particular 4, but let's listen. I'm not digging the 2 for sure. I'm pretty sure I want this to be a 3. Okay. What if I went to a 3 here and a 2? That's not a bad little quick tension. But this is going to need some help because I feel like this note is referencing this note too strongly right now, which I don't think I got. I don't remember feeling that when it was a 2-part counterpoint. But now that I'm in the 4-part, so let's move that to a 5. Actually, that's not a great idea because now we're getting an indirect 12th, which is not a cool way to do it. So let's move this back to a 6. And if that's a 6, this would be a 7, which once we get into 4-part counterpoint is much more reasonable to work with. Okay, I can work with that, but now what are we gonna do here? So if I move that back to a 3rd, I'm pretty sure that's gonna call out to this way too hard. Yeah, I'm not liking that, even though we have a different chord on the bottom, or I should say some different notes, but this line is, let's try a 5 here. Well, and that would be a kind of a not so great crossing of notes anyway. We really, and like I said, I follow these rules kind of loosely, so. That I'm liking a lot better, and I think that the whole note there is going to be fine. So what do I actually end up with here? We've got a G sharp. We've got a C sharp at its 5. We've got an F sharp as its 7. A D sharp, which is its, again, 5. Well, D sharp there. I said C sharp. So we've got a 7, and then we have a C. Yeah, that totally works for me. And so here, I think now we need to go pretty basic on this part. And so let's go to a 3 here. Definitely do not want to do a 5. What if I held this and did a 6? it. Oh, looks like we're having internet trouble again. Chrome 73, thanks for coming in. And Joint Effort, thanks for coming in. A lot of people have stopped doing this one. This is great. I haven't done a composition stream in ages, and I should probably do more of this. I know I've had several people comment that they enjoy kind of watching the back door to the Mad Poets concepts. So that 4 isn't going to be good within the rules, but I think that might be a reasonable place to break it and consider that an 11. Yes. Okay. I am liking this now. That is working for me. So I'm going to do a repeat of that. And now I just want to make sure that when I get here, this is still going to work. Okay, so let's actually take my G sharp, got just the 3rd. What if I did a 5 on the repeat? That would make that a fairly long, that might actually fill in nicely in this case. Yeah. I think I'm gonna roll with that. I'm gonna roll with that. So that fills in. Now I noticed here that when I revisit the B section, I do B1 and then down to B. So I'm gonna go the opposite direction, and I'm gonna take the 4-part counterpoint from B1, and I will leave that in B1. And then I will take the 2-part counterpoint from the B section, and I will leave that in as is. And in fact, I'm going to just take the first iteration because I don't want that build up into 4-part counterpoint that we had there. So I will do the direct copy of 8 measures there and repeat that. And that fills in the B section all the way through. What does she first do when she meets? Yeah, I think that she falls out of the screen. I think that she kind of gets all kind of giddy. That might be at a different episode. But I think that's what happens when the first time she meets Ace. Ace is such a great character. So good. So now I've got this contrapuntal thing going on through there. I want to take a look at just... I like just looking at sheet music. I think sheet music is really cool. I just kind of want to see how this contrapuntal sheet music just looks. Particularly that 4-part section. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm digging that. All right. Okay, cool. Oh, Red Dwarf stuff. So fun, so fun. So now I've got this B section filled in. I'm kind of feeling like what might work in this is in the other sections to do a much simpler, less contrapuntal concept, but keep the synths going. And I may want to end up Actually, I no this. I don't want synths through the whole thing. I'm going to want some sections that definitely just have. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up to the B section. So I think I'm going to do a slow build here over the course of about 4 measures. And that'll ramp in. So what I kind of feel like I should do is just kind of have a consistent, well, here with the chord I did, where did I go? I'm going to a G sharp. If I was to go do my kind of standard lead in off of this, so this gives me an F sharp and an A sharp, which is an F major chord. That's just an F sharp major, an F sharp major chord. So here, so that's the 7 chord. This is the 3. Red Dwarf trivia. Gunman of the Apocalypse. Cat and Lister try to make themselves look less human to a spaceship of simulants. Okay. Their names are Takadal and Bendibot. Edith, thank you very much. You are appreciated in the world. Oh, they are from the Great Vindaluan Empire. It might not be great, but definitely the Vindaluan Empire is what's going on there. Oh, and I missed I got a follower, Chrome73. Thank you very much. I hope you're still watching. I missed that you followed. You are appreciated very much. I need to put this in a better place so that I see these things. There we go. That should hopefully register a bit more in my brain hole. Oh, Chrome73 is my 60th follower, I believe. I think that's what I'm up to now. That's great. And of course, Edith with her tip, always appreciated. I am correct. Good. Red Dwarf trivia. In Meltdown, what wax figure was the one to eventually shoot Hitler? Oh, you know what? I think that. Let me check something here. I thought that. Sorry. I'm looking at 2 different chat things. Okay, that's not going to show up in there. I think that Hitler might get edited out in certain chat things. So I was seeing an edited version. I'm kind of testing out a couple of different things around the stuff. But I'm pretty sure it was Mother Teresa that killed Hitler. Well, I'm totally fine with the word Hitler in my stream. This is something else I'm watching that I didn't know was set up. Is it editing out Hitler in your stream, Doc? Because I believe that's something that you can choose as an individual, whether or not you wish to have a profanity filter on your chat. I typically don't, but I have a second chat thing running that I think I never set up to not have that. So I would not ban a person from my chat for using Hitler in a reference like this. I would ban a person from my stream for being legitimately racist or something like that. You know, so if you can't do it, the way I look at my stream is if you shouldn't talk about it loudly at a restaurant, you probably shouldn't talk about it in my stream. Okay, yeah, so that must be just that particular chat window I've got open. I just didn't take off the filter. Queen Victoria, okay, I had that one wrong. Wait, okay, so now I'm curious. Was there a Mother Teresa in Meltdown? Or have I been thinking it was Mother Teresa all this time when it was actually Queen Victoria? I think I'm doing almost as much Red Dwarf trivia as I am composition tonight, but that's perfectly viable. So I think if I were to start this here and lace that across like that and fade that in, I think that's going to work just fine. Let's actually take this particular line. Let's drop this an octave. And then do the fancy schmance. Actually, I'm not even going to worry about the 8VA at this point, because I don't know which octave this is going to end up in the final version. So I'm just gonna that looks better. So let's get back to. I need those. 1, 2, 3, 4, and my synths. Get back to the correct focus of staves. I think yeah, that rings a bell. Lieutenant Colonel Mother Teresa. Okay. For some reason, yeah, I didn't realize that wasn't Mother Teresa. Interesting. This is an easy one. This is one of my just all-time favorite episodes. And his name, he's a detective named Jake Bullitt in Cybernautics. And Cybernautics turns out to be in charge of traffic control. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open, I gotta say, this is a tough one to decide where I want to put the synths. I've got them all, let's see. Okay, I need to align this correctly. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up with the intro having some lighter, very simple synths. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to repeat those synths in any other part of this. I think I'm gonna start there. So let's pull up the intro. And this, I need to put my G note here. I noticed that was missing in a couple spots. Let's fill that in. Right there. Oh no, that should be an F sharp. That's right. Okay, that should be an F sharp. Okay, so I think in this case, I'm going to go real basic. I'm going to kick those up a third. Oops. Okay. So let's go to a 6 here. That'll maintain the third at that point. So that's a third. Let's take this to a 3. Do I want those to be octaves of the 3? Yes. Okay, that's kind of working. Red Dwarf trivia. What is Crichton's jerky middle name? 24XB. However, I need to point something, because I just heard this. When he is talking to Abel in season 7, who is also a 4000 series mechanoid, he's the one that's always high on Otrazone, he refers to them as both being 24XC. And I've been curious about that one. Is it 24XC then? Was I wrong on the 24XB the whole time? Or is it 2X4B? Because I thought that at one point it was a C and one point it was a B. 24XB. Okay, so check that episode with Abel. It's the one where they're fighting the simulants, and Abel ends up basically sacrificing himself for the good of the crew. 2X4B. Okay. So now here, I've just repeated what I did here, but I think in this case, I want to go slightly different. And I want to... So here we're starting on a third. I think I want to take this up to a 5. And now here... Okay, so the F sharp will be great because I can do the F sharp and the A again. So I can move that to the A, this to the F sharp. And let's try this. Okay, and now in here, I'm going to go to simple octaves of G, and I'm just going to fade them out. So those are, that's an E. I want G sharp and G sharp, which I should have now. And, oops. I'm going to do about 4 measures of those. And I'm going to put a reverse hairpin. And I think I'm going to call this song good. I don't think I'm going to do any more than this, though I may change my mind later on. But I think this is what I'm going to go with. So now I'm just kind of cleaning this up a little bit here. And so I want to try something else here. Red Dwarf trivia. Confidence and Paranoia. Lister plays a song that he has written to Confidence. Later in the episode, how does Confidence refer to Lister's song? You know, I believe, I'm going to go a little further on this. I believe that we actually have 2 references to Lister's songs in this style. One is the Ohm song, which you are not talking about here. This is the Endling song. Am I right? I'm pretty sure I am. So actually, I'm gonna do this one more time here, clean this up a little bit better. All right, where's the end of this thing? So let's go. Oh, nope, not that. And not that. There we go. And let's fill that in, and a little of this, and a little of that. And let's take a look at how this is sitting. I think that's looking pretty good. I think I'm liking the way this is fleshing out. So I can take out my little sign for the synths, because that is done. I want to leave in my note about the Pink Floyd-esque style. What's it? Okay, Inling was correct. Red Dwarf trivia. In Rimmerworld, what is the title the people of Rimmerworld give to Rimmer as the creator of their people? Oh, okay. Oh, boom. Oh, snap. Oh, I'm super close on this one. I know that. That's a tricky one. I'm opening my own stream here, so I need to mute it because I'm going to try something in a moment that I've never done before. And you guys can react to it in whichever way you want. But this will take me a moment to find it. But I'm still trying to figure out the Rimmerworld thing. I know what you're talking about. And I should know this one. Should know this. But I'm drawing a blank right now. Stream manager. Cool. Yeah, you know what, bud? You got me. You got me on this one. You have stumped me twice tonight. You have stumped me twice, which is half of the numbers that I'm holding up because I'm dumb. You have stumped me twice. That's some good stuff. Yeah, hey. That's a thing, apparently. So, anyway, I am going to... Your flared nostril nest. Oh, I would not have gotten that. I totally would not have gotten that. So I'm going to try a raid. I'm gonna shut down the stream here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you over to my friend Michael. He goes by Ragnarok Online. I've never done a raid before, so I don't know how this works from my end, but basically I'm gonna end this stream and you're gonna automatically be transferred over to Michael's stream. And he, like myself, is a small streamer. It looks like he's just hanging out tonight playing guitar. I'm gonna watch him for a while. I think he's a very cool guy. If you like what he does, of course, continue to watch him. Follow his channel and all of that. I just realized also, again, I forgot to put in the correct title for my stream tonight. God, I'm such a dork with that. So anyway, I'm going to shoot you guys over to Michael. We're going to raid him, and I hope you all have a great night. I had a lot of fun doing this, so take care. Thank you.
I play some rock and alternative, God knows what. Sometimes blues or jazz, kinds of stuff. Writing music and doing trivia. Oh, nice. I love trivia. I've written music live on stream before. It's hard. I'm not, I don't know if I can write quickly enough. But if you got the skill to write fast and be interesting, then more power to you. That's impressive. What kind of trivia was it? I love trivia. Science though. Science trivia is my favorite. All the other stuff I can't remember. Red dwarf. Is that a gaming system? Oh, it's a British comedy show.